I have all the proof of Diddy's freak-offs and sacrifices. If I leak the proof, Diddy will have me killed.
Ice Cube is finally saying the quiet part out loud. In an explosive turn of events, the legendary rapper and actor has publicly aligned himself with conservative commentator Tucker Carlson to expose what he claims as a hidden web of power, manipulation, and cover-up, starting with Oprah Winfrey and extending all the way to Diddy's alleged ties to Jeffrey Epstein. According to Cube, Hollywood isn't just corrupt, it's controlled, and the people pulling the strings aren't who you'd expect. In a recent interview, Ice Cube revealed that he's been systematically excluded from major media platforms, including The Oprah Winfrey Show and The View, despite his iconic status and decades-long career. He says he's been blacklisted simply for being an independent thinker. "I've never been part of the club," Cube explained, referring to a secret network of Hollywood elites and media gatekeepers who allegedly protect each other and silence dissent. According to him, it's not just about politics, it's about power and who gets to control the narrative. The allegations don't stop there. Ice Cube suggests that Diddy, much like Epstein, was once protected by these elites, used as a pawn in exchange for influence and access. But when Diddy outlived his usefulness, the machine turned against him. Ice Cube claims that Diddy was allowed to run wild for decades because he served a purpose, making elite circles comfortable among street culture while keeping secrets buried. But the moment Diddy's empire started to crumble, the very system that once protected him suddenly demanded blood. And what about the Epstein connection? Tucker Carlson, who has spent years investigating Epstein's death, insists it was no suicide. According to him, Epstein was murdered in one of the most secure federal lockups in the country because he knew too much. Ice Cube draws a chilling parallel, suggesting Diddy may be on the same path. The real target, they claim, was never just Diddy. It was the evidence he allegedly held: tapes, guest lists, documents, and names tied to a much bigger web of influence and exploitation. Cube believes this is why Diddy's sudden downfall feels so orchestrated. The federal raids, the headline-making indictments, even the salacious trial coverage, it's all part of a larger plan to control the fallout. Diddy, according to this theory, had been secretly recording everything for years, not just freak-off parties and drug-fueled gatherings, but the identities of the people who attended. From music moguls to media executives, even royalty and government officials. Tapes could destroy lives. And once Diddy lost control of them, his fate was sealed. Oprah's name keeps coming up in Ice Cube's commentary, not as a bystander, but as someone at the center of the machine. He alleges that she holds enormous behind-the-scenes power in Hollywood, using media connections to silence voices like his and protect others. In one TikTok video, Cube directly addressed the so-called gatekeepers, saying they know exactly who they are. Soon after, he named Oprah directly, calling her the ringleader of the system that keeps voices like his out of mainstream media. Even Diddy's own legal situation seems to back up some of these claims. After being acquitted of the most serious charges, racketeering and trafficking, he was still denied bail, despite offering $1 million properties and tight travel restrictions. Judge Arun Subramanian refused, citing years of violent behavior and witness safety concerns. Diddy, now convicted under the Mann Act, could still face up to 20 years behind bars, and the judge has wide discretion to go beyond standard sentencing guidelines. There's even talk that he may be sentenced based on relevant conduct, even the charges he was acquitted of. So why the extreme treatment? According to online rumors, Diddy cut a secret deal to avoid the harshest penalties, handing over the tapes in exchange for his freedom. But when the material was no longer useful, or perhaps too damaging, the system chose to make an example of him anyway. Cube believes Diddy made a fatal mistake talking too much, naming names and saying the quiet part out loud. From the outside, Diddy's fall looks like justice. But if Ice Cube is right, it's just another calculated move by the elites to protect themselves. As Diddy remains behind bars and his sentencing looms, the real story may be unfolding behind closed doors. And Cube warns, speaking out against these power players doesn't just cost you opportunities. It could cost you everything. This is the Puff Truth. Subscribe for more.